Hello, everybody. Welcome to the free-to-play challenge account. This is the one that is part of the Hell Hades free-to-play challenge and competition. So, I am having so much fun, and I'm having so much success. Let's recap first before we do anything else on the channel. So, let's look champions. Man, if you are a fan of my free-to-play series, you will remember that I pulled an Alika very early on in that game, and here we are again with Alika. I don't have any gear on her. She has been getting leveled up. I will likely keep her this time because this is a completely different game. This is, I'm sorry, I forgot to get my caveat that I want to put in every video. This is not how you should play free-to-play accounts. The rules are completely different here. I'm not allowed to use epics that I pull, which means I'm not saving my, and we're on a short time limit of 3 months. So I'm not saving my shards. I'm pulling them. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm getting resources much earlier than most free-to-play accounts that would wait until a 2x, which is still the smart play. In this scenario, though, it's all about speed. It's all about power. So in this case, we got Alika, who on my other account, I fed, not on accident. I did it on purpose. I knew what I was doing to get that power level of my starter champion up. In this case, Alika may be the only nuker that I might get in the arena. So I need to make sure that I'm hedging all my bets here. Epics, the value of epics on this account is way higher than what it would be on anything else. So if you missed episode 1, we went with Athel and Miscreated Monster. Now this has set me back. I am behind in some areas of the game. We'll talk about my current score in a second. But I'm building this specifically around Rathalos. He brings decreased defense. I want weaken for him on Clan Boss. I think he's going to do a lot of damage. Some people went with Mordecai to ensure they had an HP burner. Well, guess what, guys? I have an HP burner already. We got Selenia Nightcloak. I am going to be leveling her. I don't know that I'll take her to 60. I might just take her to 50 and see if I get a Coffin Smasher, which would be better. But we have an HP burner. Hell yeah. So we've already set that part up. He does more damage against HP burn, by the way, if you don't know anything about Rathalos. So we have decreased defense, we have HP burn, we have weaken. Well, we will have those. We don't yet. We will have decreased defense. That's the one thing I'm really lacking right here. And I'm lacking poisons. Guys, I have never been so desperate to pull an uncommon champion. I am dying for an outlaw monk, and I have gotten none. And it is blowing my mind. Like how, like when's the last time that you were like excited to pull your, I don't even know what these are called, the green mystery shards. I am dying to pull mystery shards, hoping for that outlaw monk to show up so I can start getting poison damage in Clan Boss. Since we're talking about Clan Boss, let's look at my progression there. I'm doing about 500k per key. So on easy, I was able to 2-key it today. You'll see 1.21 million. I need 1.1, so we're good there. Normal, 259k, definitely hurting on normal. But that's, I'm hurting pretty bad compared to other free-to-play accounts. But I will note all of them have Kale. They have their Poisoner. I don't. That was a choice that I made, and it has bitten me very early on. My thought process was I can get outlaw monks, and I'm not getting them. So granted, we're on day 2, right? So there's a little bit of understanding there and context, but outside of context, I am falling behind on Clan Boss. But let's look at the rest of the account. In campaign, normal, I cleared all 3-starred. I pulled that void. That's how we got Selenia. I don't know if it was that particular void, to be clear. I'm also on my other accounts, I'm very adamant that I will always pull shards on camera. That's not happening here. I'm playing this game off camera a lot, and I'm going to be pulling shards when I get them. I want epics, and I'm going to pull shards when I get them. I'm not saving for anything, not even for on camera. But I will update you guys with what I pull. Because remember, any legendaries I pull are a 5-star chicken. That's what they are. That's just how this is going to be played, okay? So, on hard, I have 3-starred all the way up through Deadlands. I literally did this just before I started recording the video. I could probably continue through Godfrey. Yeah, I already did. You can see I'm finding success in Godfrey's Crossing as well. I am going to try and get this Sacred as soon as possible and pull it. So I did have some thoughts about possibly waiting to the 2x coming up for Voids, but I'm just pulling, guys. It's like I need player power or chickens, right? So that's where we are progress-wise. Let's talk about We'll talk about Athel after I continue filling you in on everywhere else. I have done all of the dungeons to the highest possible level. This was as of yesterday. I suspect I will be able to go much higher level than stage 6 on a lot of these dungeons. Minotaur I haven't done. I'm stage 5 on Ice Golem. That was the highest I could do. Spider's Den, the highest was stage 2. Dragon's Lair, the highest was stage 8. And I could not do Fire Knight's Castle at all. I suspect that a lot of that was done before Athel was 5-starred, but I wanted to let you guys know where I'm at there. Arena, we're already Silver 1. This is what I'm talking about. So this one is kind of hits home for me a little bit. My own clan, I actually had to institute a minimum of silver. Well, I want my minimum in my own clan on my main account and my free-to-play, technically, to be gold 1, because I'm gold 1 on my free-to-play account. But I set my minimum of silver 1 because so many of my players were sitting in bronze and had struggles getting to silver 1. Now, I do realize that this is skewed to player power, because as you can see, some of these teams I'm getting are very, very easy, player power-wise. So they had a harder time getting into silver than I'm going to have on a day 2 account. I understand that, but hitting silver is so important for progression, and that's because I'm getting the extra percentages out of, so I'm getting, yep, okay, got it, thank you. I'm getting 6% extra HP attack and defense just by being silver 1, and I'm going to continue to try and go up as far into silver as I can. So I wanted to point that out, that's a big part of my early progression, is that I did do Arena very early on. Faction Wars just reset, so I haven't done anything else, but we progressed decently far in Sacred Order. One thing that I thought about would be an interesting strategy for this type of account would be possibly stacking early on one single faction. And what I mean by that is if I went Athel and Deacon, or Athel and even Mordecai, I think is technically Sacred Order, to try and get really good progression down here and start getting rewards, right, for the Forge. Now, I didn't go that route, obviously, but it was something that crossed my mind, but not until after I made the account. Let's see, we talked about campaign, we talked about dungeons, we talked about clan boss. So that's everything. That's all the progression that I've made in the game so far. Now, full disclosure, I worked today. So I played this until about 2:30 in the morning last night. And I got Athel to 5 stars before logging off. And I set it up for a couple auto battles somewhere. I don't remember where. Probably Dragon. Because Dragon, I can get potentially 3 to 5 star gear, which is very valuable for me at this point. Stage 10 is extremely desirable, but I'm not there yet. Oh, one last thing, too. Athel just happens to have all of her masteries. No big deal. Now, I don't know. Well, I think I'm doing pretty good in the competition part of it, and we're going to talk about that score here in a second, but yeah, we've got fully mastered Athel. She can't use her final mastery because she's only 5 stars. She needs 6 stars to get that. But we do have that. I have her ascended up through 4 stars. I'm probably going to try and farm some of this today and get her 5-star ascended. I did use some of it on Miscreated Monster when she was 4-star. I really want Miscreated Monster to be 3-star because it'll help him stay alive a little bit. He is having a hard time healing himself up. He's got books, all his books. He's got 1 book into the A2 or A3. The rest of the books went to the A1. That's not where I want them to go. I should have been more patient. I just threw them all in instead of doing them one at a time. That's my bad. I was not paying attention. We don't have any Ancients, Voids, or Sacreds to pull right now, but as far as Mystery Shards go, I'm going to be pulling all of these Mystery Shards as soon as I can. I'm kind of stuck right now because I've been doing a lot to get stars in campaign. And I've been doing that for these resources. That's how I was able to get all the masteries, right? I just went for the 2 stars, get me these gems, get me those masteries. The next thing I'm going to do is unlock the gem mine when I hit 500. But we've got a fully mastered Athel now. So we're really happy there. Yeah, I mean, I'm really, really happy with the way things are going on the account. Let's talk about score. So this is over on the Hell Hades site, hellhades.com/raid/free-to-play 2024. If you type that in, it'll bring you to the main thing. You'll see these are all the content creators doing it. There I am right there. What does this do? Oh, hey, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. I appreciate that. If you haven't already watched, and I don't blame you for not watching it, it was my least viewed video this week, but I did say thank you to Hell Hades and their team because this is really, really cool, I feel like. I think this is super special to be able to incorporate content creators, big and small, to the scene, and it has been paying off for the channel. We'll talk about that as well. I'm trying to talk really fast and get through this because I don't want it to be too long, but there's so much information. So I am on team number 3, Team Odd One. I happen to be team 3. I don't think these are organized. These are organized by points, not by team members, but we're in 3rd place and happen to be team 3. But if you look at the points, you'll see Odd One's got 570 points. I only have 429 points, but let's keep in mind the fact that I haven't been playing all day long. So I'm really, really proud of myself for putting up and no disrespect to my other team members. They could just be focusing on the right stuff and I'm focusing on the wrong stuff and getting points early rather than leveling champions or something. Like, who knows who's right here. So I'm not knocking anybody, but mostly I just want to talk about how proud I am to be 2nd place on my team, only behind the content creator team captain, right? So I'm proud of that fact, and I think that that's a pretty good score. Now, I'm not on any big, no one's cleared 12-7 Brutal or 12-7 Nightmare yet. Clan boss teams, for easy, I'm not even in the top. Well, actually, wouldn't I be? Yeah, there I am. I'm number 15 on easy at 621k. Again, this is without a Kale. I can only assume I would be doing better with a Kale. Normal, I'm not in the conversation. Of course, I just did normal after I refreshed this, so maybe more people will be listed on normal, but I don't know. And then no one's doing hard yet, but I'm happy with my 1 key on being middle of the pack here. I think is pretty decent. Dungeons, it only lets you view stage 10 for each and every one of these, which obviously nobody has done at this point in time. So, that we've got some work to do. But I'm really impressed with my scores overall. And I was so excited to make this video. I genuinely was just thrilled to be able to come in here and show you guys the progress that I've been making. Now, I'm breaking all my own rules that I told you guys in my free-to-play series. The tournament, I was in 1st place on the tournament last night. I did drop down to 4th. This guy skyrocketed. So I don't know how much I'll be able to catch up. But what is interesting is that Arena will get me a bunch of points. For the first time. Yeah, so as I get higher dungeon clears, I'll get higher points. So I'm going to go through each and every one of those stages tonight and just keep doing until I reach a difficulty that I fail and try and maximize my points. Main thing was the speed. I do want to talk about gear real quick. So the boots on Miscreated are speed boots with speed main stat. So happy about that. He doesn't have a completed speed set. If we look at my speed gear overall, I think I have a decent weapon in speed gear, but everything else is kind of subpar so far. And the big problem is that I've been getting good shields, right? A good shield and a good weapon as far as stats go, but these are better for him. We get 15% HP. He's an HP-based champion and an ally protector, as well as a shield off of these two pieces. And these are 4-star, some of the only 4-star pieces on the account. If we take a look at 4, 5, and 6-star gear, this is everything that I have on the account, and some of it's even just gray pieces that I haven't cleared yet. So 4-star speed boots, those are good. Those are trash. And I don't know about those. Flat stat, those will trash. Decent-ish 4-star helmet. Maybe this has a purpose, but I don't think I'm going to ever use that on this particular account. Those are not bad, actually. Those are actually not that bad. They're speed main stat, sorry. And then we have a lot of flat stat stuff that's I'm about to purge because I just set stuff on farm yesterday. So yeah, we're making progress. I do have 3 of the 4 pieces of the lifesteal set. If I had a lifesteal helmet that was somewhat reasonable, which I do not, then I would use it. I was hoping to get some kind of lifesteal helmet or even weapon or shield. Maybe a weapon. What about a shield with crit rate? Yeah, we're not crit capped yet. We're only at 92 crit rate. So I want to up that. I really want to get more crit rate. So if I happen to find a lifesteal weapon that has some crit rate on it, good to go. What do I get tomorrow? What do I get tomorrow from Rathalos? There's the helm. Boom. So that helmet's going to be worn tomorrow. That will complete my set. As far as the other 2 pieces, I may do some moving around of gear, but this piece is likely, well, it just flat out is better. I should be wearing this. I don't care about accuracy as much. So I really mostly just want to find crit rate. Let's see what I have. Let me check the timing on the video here. I don't want to go too long. Oh, yeah, we got time. All right, so substats, crit rate, shields. Huh. I might be willing to break this. Oh, you know what? I can break this attack set. So maybe I just do that and upgrade this to 12. It's a 5-star piece with crit rate on it. So, of course, I have to wait through upgrading. Let's see, what else is there that I wanted to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the impact it's had on this channel. So I could have swore last night I said I had like 570 some subscribers. We're at 605. This has skyrocketed my audience. I don't know how many I've gotten in today. Right now it's only showing 8 on Friday, but I know that it doesn't take into account a lot of other stuff. So, and then like my view totals. So the free to play challenge episode 1 is 654 views. I'm usually about 3 to 500 views, so hitting anything 600 and higher is a success. So I'm having so much fun. I feel like I'm getting a lot of I was having a deja vu. It's the same account. Sorry, I'm just reading some comments right now. Um, so people, oh, something that somebody just I just read this about Aura Lead. So maybe in Arena, am I screwing that up? I bet you I'm screwing that up in Arena. Let's refresh. No, I'm not. Okay, let's look at his aura because it's a good question. He asked, "Does Miscreated have a better aura lead?" So Miscreated's aura is better, but in arena battles only. That's why I use Athel as my aura lead right now. She is my best aura lead um, that I have. So Miscreated is only in arena, and I use him as my lead in arena. Let's take a look at the arena team while we're at it, right? Show you guys kind of what it's doing. It's not a fast killer like you've seen on some of my other accounts. It's a very like grindy, just outpower them with Miscreated. Miscreated, I've never felt more powerful at the beginning of a free to play than when I use Miscreated Monster. Because he's HP based, because he hits pretty hard and brings ally protect, a lot of the problems I tend to have early with the Kale Deacon combo is just lack of survivability. He solves both of those things. The number of bosses at the end of a campaign that I've gone up against with Athel and Miscreated, where I start the fight with Miscreated putting the ally protect on, and Athel just sits there and doesn't die. She gets close, but she's just it's very similar to the same effect that I gain once I get the lifesteal armor completed. And that's something that I normally do on my free to play accounts is complete that lifesteal gear. In this case, I don't need to I'm going to, right? But it's less necessary because Miscreated just keeps me alive through so many tight battles. And I've been able to manual my way through a lot of stuff. Sure, I don't have decreased defense, and sure, I am desperately missing the poisons. I would go so far as to say that it's highly probable that a Miscreated and Kale, I couldn't remember his name, start is probably the best, in my opinion. It gives you the best overall. You get that ally protect right away. You get the poisons right away, so you can get that clan boss damage immediately. Um, I am definitely missing that poison damage. Boss fights take a lot longer. Campaign bosses are having a harder time dying. I worded that weird, but I like the way I said that. Now, Sun Wukongs are still a bit of a problem. We'll see how we fare against this one. Um, when they're built right, they can certainly be a bit of a problem. Especially the revive mechanic can be a problem. This fight's not looking good for me, but I feel like if I was to auto this fight or manual this fight, I would probably have better luck. But I still won anyways. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making on the account. We're starting to get a little starved for energy now, but there we go, just refilled some of it. So, not too worried about it. The main thing I need to focus on right now is I have a bunch of 2-star champions that are not getting leveled because I've been focusing on other things. So it's just time to grind. It's just time to go in to campaign, level up a bunch of 2-stars, forget about getting my stars, like my stars for the rewards, and that way I can start opening up these mystery shards. We were looking for a Coffin Smasher. That's lower priority now because of Selenia. So I'm looking for Poisoners. I'm looking for Outlaw Monks, Frozen Banshee, Petrify Rockheart, Kale even. If I was to get any of those, it would be a big boost to the account. What's the other? There's another undead chick that has poisons too that I feel like everyone forgets about because Frozen Banshee is better. But Grave Chill has it too. Yeah, she's got poison on her A1. She even has a decreased defense. Um, but she doesn't bring the poison sensitivity that her sister character brings, which is Frozen Banshee. Frozen Banshee brings the poison sensitivity. So, um, yeah, that's the account, guys. What do you think? The great news is that while I'm not going for any of these events, you can see I'm finding a lot of success. They've been giving me a lot of the gems early that have led to the head start in the masteries, which is nice. And yeah, I'm really happy. I'm sure that I'm by far not the highest. We already know I'm not the highest. I'm at least behind Odd One. I'm sure if I went through and looked at individual teams here at the overall points, um, 624, 690. Oh, we went down a rank, 572. Hell, Hades is only at 290. Now, again, this is all relative because if people aren't doing these things or if they're doing them off game and not with the optimizer up, they're not going to have their stuff recorded and you can go record that later on, right? So, grain of salt here, but I'm happy with the progress that I'm making and I'm gonna keep on working at it. So there was a slight moment, and I'm not mad about it. It was just funny to me because of the name Roadblock, right? It's like stop, and when I got picked, all the content creators laughed and were like, "Whoa, Roadblock! Whoa, he's gonna block!" No, and they were like, "No, no blocking, no roadblock, don't block my," and I thought it was funny. And so I'm gonna hold on to that moment. And we'll see where I end up. But I'm very excited. I'm sure I've said that 100 times now, and we're just gonna keep it going. So thank you guys for all of the support. Thank you for watching. Um, on Monday, I'll have more content coming out from. I'm gonna do a question block episode and some other things. So if you like the channel, please subscribe so you can get access to some of my other videos that come out. I'll have shard pulls and things coming out as I on the main account as we pursue this fusion, which I have to be very careful because it's going to be very easy for me to forget about this fusion on the main account and get myself in some trouble. So I have a bit of a cushion doing the summon rush. So we're just going to keep an eye on that. Thank you all so much for all the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.